course, your phone rings right as we go on. Hey guys, how are you all today? Because I'm live streaming. I got it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello. So, how is everybody today? I am fine, 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 fine. Hi, Sylvia. How are you today? Are you feeling any better? I know your back was bothering you earlier in the week, so I'm hoping that it's starting to improve by this point. Deep breath. Well, hello, Nancy. Hello, okay. How are you feeling today? I'm Melissa. If you don't know who I am, welcome to Practically Creative, where we do all kinds of fun stuff. And sometimes we even finish projects. You never can tell. Colleen's not feeling great. She said she's about ready to hit the hay already. Well, hello, Agnes. How are you today? So, you guys have all seen this block before, right? The Jacob's Ladder. In the Quilt Builder card box, this is how they lay it out. And I'm going to do it this way today. You were on my live tab waiting? I don't know. Uh-oh. I don't know what that's doing. But we're going to do this and we're going to do it in 3 colors. When I put it up yesterday for cutting, I put pink, blue, and white. You don't have to do pink and blue, obviously. That's just the colors that I picked out. And I cut everything. And I'm going to do 1/4 of this block because it's 4 quarters that are identical. So I'm going to do 1/4 of this block and then put it all together. But I don't think you guys need me to show you the same thing 4 times. Before we get started on that, let's go over some family news. Sylvia is at 8:15 today. Yay, Sylvia. Awesome. I just looked. Colleen is over 1,100. And I'm just like, whoa, check that out. And I just hit a little over 2,300. So I'm pretty happy about that. White blood cell and red blood cell. I think the white blood cell count dropping is good, right? Red blood cell is good. I don't remember. The white blood cells are the ones that fight infection, right? Yes, definitely in my prayers. Hoping that that's all good numbers. 1103. Yes, yes, yes. And when did you hit 1,000? 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? Yeah, she's killing it. She's killing it. And Colleen put up a short earlier showing the pig applique blanket that she made hanging in its home. I'm just like, wow. Woohoo for Colleen too. Not just for me and Sylvia. This is kind of a weird setup today. I'm still working with the scan and cut, which is over here to my left, trying to get, excuse me, trying to get all my stuff for my sunbonnet suit cut. And I've got to do another video. I want to show you guys how to mirror patterns once you have them saved into your scan and cut or your Cricut. And I'm trying to figure out a way maybe to put both of them on one table, and then I can do like mirror videos. I won't put them in one, but maybe I'll do one for the scan and cut and one on the Cricut and show you the same skill in both systems. Because I know some of you have scan and cut and some have Cricut. And since I have both, it gives me an opportunity to show you um, how to do it in both things. And then I can show you if one can't do something, the other can. I put on my little fake jewelry and it's just bugging me. So I'm going to take it back off. My fake wedding rings. My real ones don't fit right now. So because my hands are, as always, swollen again. Yeah, Nancy, you may as well call us the Three Musketeers because we're all kind of on the same path, working together, trying to get everybody grown. You know what I mean? So, but this is what we're going to work on today. And I wanted to say I did see that Steph and Shannon, Stephanie at Quilting with Stephanie Stitches, and Shannon at Slay Acres, Slay Crafts. Dang it, Colleen. Oh, Shannon Way, who has been working with Stephanie on the cotton cut stuff, has started her own channel, Slay, maybe it's Arts, Slay Arts, that's what it is. They're going to do a version of the Quilt Builder card deck. And all I can say is go for it, girls, because I looked at Shannon's post that she put up the other day with the polls on it. And I think I understand what they're doing. And I think it'll be cool. The Three Mustangs. Yeah, but I think it'll be cool. Always good to learn these. And again, like I always say, the way I teach may not work for everybody. So I have absolutely no issues if someone else wants to teach these blocks. Because number one, there's nothing new under the sun. It's just a matter of who explains it so that you, quote unquote, can understand it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this. So, and I saw that there's a poll on blocks and colors, so maybe they're going to actually turn them into quilts and do something with those quilts. I know that Stephanie is doing charity quilts, so maybe they're doing it for something like that. Yeah, I like that. The Three Mustangs. We're wild. We're not wild. We're just drawn that way. And I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm working on. And then I'm working on, yeah, and I need to put Shannon in mine too. And the next thing I want to work on is I've got some super simple sewing tips that I'm working on getting put up for everybody. Things that I've seen because I've watched shorts, as much as I put them up. I watch usually half an hour of shorts a day, kind of looking for ideas, just like everybody else does, of the grin that I've got. And you know what, Nancy, that's one thing when I do happen across one of my videos or something, seems like I'm always smiling in it, which I like that. Thank you very much. It is Slay Arts. Yeah. But I look at shorts and I watch them, and sometimes I run across sewing things and I go, I wonder if that really works. You know what I mean? So then I'll go try it. And the ones that do work, then, I would like to be able to film and put up for you guys because I get stuff from, there's a chick named Tweet Arts who is in, I think she's in Vietnam. So there's no English translations or anything on it. Yeah. Well, I watch you guys too. You, Sylvia, all my friends, Lori and all that. But we're going to get started on this. And I did set up 2 cameras. The other camera is pointed at my cut table. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew. I don't think you guys need me to show you how to sew a 1/4 inch seam. But I want to show you how this block comes together. And then we'll come back over here so we can talk. So I'm going to change cameras and then I'll move. And I tried to set cameras up before we started so that we didn't lose video or audio in between. So here's my mess, or it's not a mess. Actually, I was pretty proud of how neat and clean I had all of this. And then what I'm going to do, the way this block goes together is you put together, each quadrant is one color and the background color. So you need to put together, this is a 5¼ inch square. They have you cutting all your squares up. I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing mine. There's my ruler. I set everything up yesterday and I was like, I am not touching it until I come back in here to sew. That one's a friction pin. I want to make sure that what I've got will iron out. You guys see that all okay? Yeah. So I'm going to do a quick drawn line here. And Colleen, I found the formula for doing this. It is the unfinished size. So I need a 3¼ inch HST for this block. And you divide that by 0.64. Do it on your phone or your calculator. And then you cut. And that equals the size of the block that you need to cut for these to be able to get the size of HST you want. And all I'm doing on this, slide over here where I can sew, is I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam right around here. Colleen will be proud of me that I figured this out. And that gives you the size of the block that you need to cut. And I don't know what my sewing machine is complaining about today, but something. As always, right? That's what they do. They complain. And once you get this, once you figure this out, this is the simplest block in the world, guys. I was like, it looked so intimidating when I was looking at just the card block. Put that there. We'll do you this way. My sewing machine is acting up. Sorry. Once I started looking at it, I was like, well, this isn't hard. What's so difficult about this? Of course, I think it's pretty much the same way with almost every quilt block, right? Once you actually sit and look at it, you're like, oh, duh, that was easy. Unless you're into like, unless the FPP is getting to you. Well, hello, Marie. Oh, Marie, thank you for sending Colleen stabilizer. I'm sure she can use it. And what I just did was I moved my stuff over there and I drew lines on here because that's who I am. I need the lines. But basically what you're going to do is cut from the corner to the corner of the stitching line. And this is how you get your 4 at a time HSTs. And I know that that mat turns. I don't know why I didn't just do it that way. I guess because I'm so used to not having a mat that turns. Okay. And then if I mathed right yesterday, I should have 3¼ by 3¼ And all I'm going to do is open these up, and as soon as that iron gets hot, I'll press them. That shouldn't take but just a minute. Yes, especially if you're not going to use it. I was thinking about that yesterday. She made a BFPP today. And this is Florida. I have little ants in here. And I've got ant baits down and ant traps and all kinds of stuff. And I still get those little tiny, I called them sugar ants when I was growing up, but there is no sugar in my sewing room. Unless you want to talk about that sweet fabric I got. Ooh, that was a bad pun, wasn't it? Hello, Shirley. How are you today? Okay, so this is that hand-dyed fabric, and I need 2 of these HSTs for this. And I just want to double check that I'm at 3 1/4. And I'm going to lop my little ends off here. Get my little dog ears off. You guys did catch what I just did, right? I didn't close my rotary cutter. I'm a bad kid. The way to cut myself. So there's one. Here's the other. Anyway, I was saying Colleen put up a short earlier showing her piggy quilt in its new home. I was impressed. It looks really good hanging there, Colleen. And I'm sure that Bonus Mom and Dad were extremely thrilled with it. I'm still super impressed. She came up with that and designed it off of their business card. Okay, and then I need my card so I can remember. The colors go this way. And then all we're going to do here is make 4 patches to go in this. I still have to look at it to make sure which way is up and which is down. Sometimes still can't tell. It does look good in its new home, doesn't it? I have to look at the pattern to make sure I get it laid out right. Now this right, the layout here is what I've always called a Jacob's ladder block. Ooh, Marie. That sounds like fun. So all I'm going to do, and I'm doing this, I laid it out, and now I'm going to sew them and put them back where they belong, because otherwise I will be up a creek without a paddle. Now I'm just going to do the little 4 patches here. Still double checking that white fabric. I really like that white fabric, but it's really hard to tell which is the right side for me. I think it needs a special kind of light. Anybody know what kind of light that might be to be able to tell? And I'm finger pressing my little 4 patches open so that I can sew them together and then put them back over there where they go. And this is all I did was I finger pressed them to the dark side, and I'm putting them together so that my 2 little seams meet in the middle, because I want those points to be perfect. We always want the points to be perfect, but on this block, It will show badly if they aren't. So Shirley, how are you feeling? Oh, Lori, hello. I have to set myself an alarm for Lori's lives. I was a bad moderator. I didn't show up yesterday. She's gonna beat me up. Bad mod. I'm just putting together my two little 4 patches. Pressing them open. No, I'm not pressing them open. I'm pressing them to the dark side. You could press these open if you wanted. Since it's such little pieces in the block, I'm making the 10.5 and 1 3/4 inch squares are kind of small. I wish I'd kind of done these in strips, but I didn't want to make it even more complicated. Hello, Gay. How are you? I like these colors too. Okay, so this is what this Jacob's Ladder block comes down to. It's a 4 patch. And all I'm going to do now, I'm going to apply some heat to my little 4 patches, the little 4 patches. And then I'm going to put everything together. And that'll be 1/4 of this block. And I'm double checking that I'm doing my colors right. Thank you very much. Marie, where in Florida are you going to be? I may have asked that. I don't remember. I should have. And Marie may have told me at some point where her grandkids are. I don't know for sure, which is why I'm asking. And if you're not comfortable telling in the live, that's fine too. I didn't think about that. Okay, so let's see if I did that right. I did. Oh, I know right where you're going to be, Marie. And there is, are you not showing me here? Oh, it's showing. Okay. And there is the first quarter of the Jacob's ladder block. I do need to trim that up a little bit around the edges. My HSTs, it's actually a little bit west of me, Marie. If I went straight towards the other coast, it's a little bit west of where I'm at. One of my daughters lives in Tampa, in East Tampa, so she's close to Bradenton. But I actually used to work on the beach in North Fort Myers many years ago. Come off of there. And so there's my little block. I wonder where that string came from. I thought I had been trimming as I went. But there's 1/4 of that Jacob's ladder block. And I'm going to make blue, 2 pink, 2 blue. It's pretty in pink. Yep. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So let me turn that iron off. And I'm going to turn around and go back to the other side. I am not going to make you watch me do the other 2 parts or the other 3 parts of that block. I think one of those is enough because it's very simple. Like I said, it's 2 4 patches and 2 HSTs. It just looked complicated on that card. You know, when you first pull it out of the box, it's like, and then that turns out to be, let me turn it the same way as on the block. And then that turns out to be the quarter of the block. So you make 4 of those and put them together. It's actually kind of I guess maybe it is more purple than pink because I have on a pink dress. It's a hand dyed fabric. It's the brain is not coming. I'm thinking cherry woods. It's a cherry woods hand dyed fabric that I got from So Yeah last year when they were doing they were at a quilt show and apparently cherry woods was there. But yeah, it comes out really well. And I'll go ahead and put the rest of the block together and then put it in my design wall. It might be lavender. Orchid. But it's a Jacob's ladder. I mean, and seriously, it comes down, it's 4 of those. The way this quilt builder card deck puts it together. But I've always been taught the one section is the Jacob's ladder. They just happen to put 4 in theirs. So I like it pretty well. Yeah, cute colors, huh, Colleen? And then the other thing is, I've been emailing patterns to Colleen and Sylvia and Lori for various things that I have in my collected. Oh, the thing I'm not loving about the cherry wood, and I'm trying to see, can you see those little striations, kind of the light and dark right there in that corner? When you iron it, it gets kind of marked, and I don't know if that'll clear up once the once I wash it or starch it. I have baits in the room and outside. It is it is slightly foggy. It's the camera on my laptop, Shirley. And then I have one of those ring lights like right up here in my face, trying to make it a little better. But is that any better? I don't think so. I think it's the camera because this is an older laptop. This is I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. So, but Shirley, just pretend I want to be Sybil Shepherd, okay? And I decided that a slightly foggy uh, uh, camera would be nicer and kinder to my skin, you know, because I'm so vain. Nancy, they were coming in before I put the baits in. They were like right over here in that corner where my iron and everything is. So I think maybe the starch attracted them. And I put the baits right underneath where the iron is. But I do have some out in the kitchen, and maybe I do need to put one outside the door. See, Shirley, there's always a nice way to put stuff, right? But you know, it's all that vanity I've got. That's why I do my hair and makeup before I come on live. I should do that one day. You guys would just be like, what is wrong with her? Yeah, that would be definitely what you'd say is what is wrong with her. Because I mean, I love Drag Race. And one of my best friends in the world, she calls it beating her face. She's always called it that, even before um, Drag Race made it, you know, like a popular term. And between her and my mom and watching Drag Race, I could probably uh, do that to my face and make you think I was, you know, Cleopatra or something. There is somebody told me that it's a guy. I thought it was a woman. A person of color. Uh, Big wide nose, big lips. And I mean, the first picture they always put up on their videos is, you know, them doing their face like that. Yeah. And then by the time they're done, they look like, you know, every guy in the bar would chase them. I mean, chase them down the mall even. So there are people who can really do that stuff to their face. And I'm like, I am not that person. I probably could if I really sat and concentrated on it, but I don't want to. I always thought flying ants were termites, but apparently there is actually a breed of ants that do fly. So, and it probably doesn't help that we live in swampland, that our grass is high, that we have cattle and horses and chickens and stuff around us. But I will tell you, when we first moved in here, the absolute worst is spiders. Probably nowhere, Nancy. Um, the absolute worst is spiders. And there were these big gray spiders with long, yee looking legs, you know, the kind of stuff you dream about and go, no, thank you. There were tons of them outside. So when we moved in and we first got chickens, our chickens were free ranging. And within just a few weeks, all those spiders were gone. The chickens found them delicious. They thought they were a gourmet meal and they went after them like crazy. And then we put, trying to think, there was skirting on the house when we bought it because we live in a mobile home. But the chickens just, they even went up under there after them. I mean, they got all of them. I haven't seen one of those spiders in years now. I don't mind like the daddy long leg spiders. We have one or a couple of them apparently that live in our bathroom. Oh, okay. We have a couple of them that live in our bathroom, and whenever I go to make myself a tub bath, I'm always having to like lift one out of the tub because they get down in there I guess they're looking for water, but they get down in there. That's right, Marie. They got their protein. Um, I just like anything that doesn't have any legs, Shirley. I don't like snakes. I don't care if it's a black snake that's supposed to be good and eat mice and rats and vermin. No, no, they're no. I can't do that. But the true story on myself. Um, I was driving my mom's car. I was like 15 or 16. I'm going down the road. There was a snake in our dirt road, and my mom was passenger in the car that day. And I ran over that snake, and then I backed up and I ran over it again. I probably ran over it like 16 times. And my mom's like, "Did you kill it?" I'm like, "I certainly hope so." Yeah, and I don't want snakes. My nephews are all into snakes, and they go buy mice and rats and stuff for their snakes. No, thank you. I can't do that. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. Just thinking about it. No, I don't like mice. I don't like snakes. Uh, Jim Reeves, right? Did he sing "I don't like spiders and snakes"? Was that Jim Reeves? Yeah. No, thank you. That ain't what it takes to make me love you. Yeah. No, thank you. And see, when I smile, I do this. I scrunch my whole face up. So we don't want to do that. I will go out of my way to run over snakes. Now, when we lived over on the 20-acre plot that we had, I was helping them. I don't know what I was doing to help because certainly wasn't running a shovel, but they were digging our small wellhead because we were putting in a well for irrigation only, just putting in a self well. And I looked over and there was a snake that was probably 10 feet long. It was yellow and it was the color. It looked like a giraffe's spots. And I'm looking at that and I'm looking at my dog and I'm going, "Are you going to do something?" The dog's looked at me like, "I ain't crazy, lady." So found out later that the snake was not poisonous and it did not attack. It because we were making noise, it turned around and went the other way. But I was like, And I later found out that snakes that can climb over 4 feet are never poisonous. And I'm like, I don't want to ask a snake, "Can you climb over 4 feet so I know whether it's safe for you to bite me or not?" So yeah, I don't want to ask it. I don't want to ask it at all. I'll just say, "Thank you, snake. You can have this area for now, forever. I don't care." But there are good snakes. I just don't want to have to try to distinguish it. Did your brother finally admit it to your mother, or I don't want to hit that table because it makes my camera shake. Yeah, my little brothers are a pain, aren't they? Mine pulled his share of stuff. Yeah, I don't want to get close enough to check their eyes or anything else. And if they have a rattle anywhere, I'm just going, to the next county. That might be far enough away from me. Wayne was, we had a flat tire on our trailer one time. We had a flat tire on our trailer one time, and Wayne, it was like we were living on the 20 acres. So he walked back from where the trailer was to the house to get whatever it was he needed, or maybe to get a tire. And on the way back, he met a snake. And I guess he used the tire iron to kill that snake because he didn't have a gun with him. After that, we decided that carrying a gun was probably a good idea anytime we were outside out here in this area. And so that's pretty much what we do at this point. And he was really lucky that, he was carrying something he could kill it with because it wasn't going to let him pass. It was it was like that ogre troll, you know, the Billy Bob goat troll that wanted to ask riddles. Except this didn't want to ask riddles. It just wanted to say, how many times can I bite you? So yeah, I'm not overly fond of snakes at all. Not at all. All right, guys. So we made our block. I'm going to finish making it. And I have to go spelunking. I have to go digging in my computer. I filmed all the parts of making my purse, but oh my God, Colleen, a dozen sugar cookies. I filmed all the parts of making my purse, but apparently I didn't put all those parts in one place in my computer. So I have to go figure out where I put the rest of them. So it's like, you know, a treasure hunt. And I have two computers, plus I have two phones. So I've got to figure out where all that footage is so I can put it together for you. So I am working on getting that purse video out. And I was hoping that it would be out by today, but obviously I'm not there yet. But as soon as I have it all and get it put together, I'll go ahead and put it up and you guys will get to see it. Are there any questions on the Jacob's Ladder block? Any questions, hints, delusions? Nobody ever has any questions on my block. Well, if you have questions and you're watching this in replay, feel free to put them in the comments. And I see that everybody's links are in, it looks like. So I'm going to say bye for now. I will see you guys Monday night. I'm sure that you'll see shorts and videos from me. And don't forget, well, hello Gladys, how are you today? I'm just wrapping up. I have got, Sylvia won't be live tomorrow, but I have another Appalachian Memories video going up tomorrow. It'll go up at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and it is about family trees. I put up a short about it this morning. Most people's family tree kind of branches out. Mine does loops and swirls. So I'll be talking about that in the podcast for tomorrow. And Sylvia, I hope that you'll be, are you no live? Are you going to do a premiere or a pre-recorded video? The CA. Yeah, we did put yours out too, right, Lori? I'll put the formula in the description box, Marie, too, while I'm thinking about it. When I found it, I was like, duh, I need to remember that. So if I put it in the description box, I may be able to find it. All right, guys, y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you very soon, I'm sure, at somebody's live, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.